Hello Virgo, welcome to Celestial Soul Tarot. We'll take a look into the energies here, see what's coming through for you. Right, messages for Virgo. Right, just keep in mind that these readings are general. Take only what resonates, and you may be interested in looking at your other placements for some additional messages in regards to the other readings, okay? So just keep that in mind. We'll see what we have coming in for Virgo. Messages coming in for Virgo. Yeah, you're tired. I can see it, right? 9 of Wands. Right, for some of you here, you're in a situation here in some area of your life where it's grown to a point of just being so difficult. You can't take it anymore. It's gotten too heavy. Right, there can be a burden or a weight that you're carrying that you need to release and let go of. Okay. Some of you here, you just want to throw in the towel, and maybe this is something that you've kind of been feeling like you're stuck in for a long period of time because this person is at that point of wanting to give up. Now, you may have people coming at you. You could be dealing with some difficult energies here around a situation. I mean, for some of you, it could be around a home environment where you're taking on a lot of debt, right? Maybe some of you are out of a job and you have a mortgage. What are you going to do? You need to, for some of you, sell your home, sell your property, in order to get a little bit of money to release yourself from the heaviness. But some of you may also have a lot of debt you're trying to pay off. Some of you may be carrying a lot of projects. You're overworked. People are taking advantage of you in regards to your generosity, right? Your time, your energy, and effort. Well, we'll just give that to Virgo. Virgo's going to do a great job, and we'll know that Virgo's going to get it done, or you could have difficulties coming through here with relationships and friendships, and right, whatever this heavy energy you're feeling, it's time to let it go, right? We're going to do a rune casting on this as well to dig deeper and see what's coming in for Virgo. All right, so we're going to take a look into the recent past here for some context, okay? So there's a situation that you're in where you are not seeing the value of something or someone, or they're not seeing that value within you, right? Like I said, for some of you, maybe it's you're trying to sell your home and nobody's wanting to purchase it. Well, they don't see the value in it for some reason. Or for some of you, you're putting in a lot of work and effort in regards to work, but maybe you're not getting paid enough. Maybe for some of you, you're putting in work and effort, but you aren't valuing the work and effort putting in by somebody else, who's doing the equal amount, but, they're taking the easy way out. And, at the end of the day, you're putting in a lot of heaviness, a lot of overtime, right? And so it's almost like some of you aren't, it feels like an energy of being taken advantage of is what this is. And you've gotten to the point where somebody keeps giving something to you, or you're the one, I'll take care of it. I'm going to do this. I'm more than happy to help. I'm going to do this after work, and I'm going to volunteer, and I'm going to, pick up the kids from school, and I'm going to, organize this for the office or whatever, right? It feels like somebody who's going to do everything. And so either this is some sort of energy that you're taking on yourself, a heaviness, or it's been placed on you for a variety of reasons, right? And so there's a situation here, like I said, it's time for, and you're knowing that with this Wheel of Fortune and the Three of Swords, it's painful, it's difficult, right? It's a decision here around letting something go, but you haven't done that yet, right? It could be difficult here where maybe you're not making the money that you know that you should be making. I mean, maybe you're making the same amount 10 years ago. Well, the food is not the same as it was 10 years ago, right? The inflation and all that, and the extreme price changes, and so some of you here, it's almost like you're getting extra work. Like say, I mean, sometimes I just like to have an example, so we just have one thing to go with and then change it to whatever situation it is. But if this is a work situation, right, and maybe for some of you it's like you're putting in the overtime, you're putting in a lot of effort, you have people who are asking a lot of you, or you're willingly taking it on, but you're not getting paid enough, right? Or they're rejecting it and they keep giving it back to you. It's like, well, it's not good enough. Can you try again? There's mistakes that you keep making perhaps here. And the Wheel of Fortune can be like a repetitive pattern where it's like because you're tired. You're making mistakes because you're tired and you're overworked, right? I mean, that could be the energy here where it's like, maybe you're someone who has a ton of projects and you have to get all this done, and maybe you have a deadline, and like you're with this energy here, you're weary, but you keep going. And again, the repetitive pattern of overworking to the point of breaking. But again, there's a rejection energy coming through in regards to the value and work that you're putting out there because you're making mistakes because you're tired, and some of you here, it's like, that you want to turn this around. You want things to be better. You want to improve. You don't want to take on the heaviness. Some of you want to release it. You want to let it go. Give it to the other coworkers, have them take on some of this weight, so to speak, right? So this is kind of like a realization that you have to start rejecting here, Three of Swords, the continuous energy of I'm going to do it, the repetitive pattern. And there's a loss of value here in some way. And so it's like, okay, it's a realization that now is the time, right? Now is the time here with the Six of Swords and the Four of Wands that you're trying to create balance and stability back in your life. You're still unhappy. There's some depression energy coming through in regards to connections and relationships, and maybe you're the bad person now because you asked, a certain person to take on more work and they don't want to, they want to leave at a certain time and they don't want to work weekends or whatever. Well, then maybe you have to get your boss to hire more people, or who knows, right? But there's, again, a sense of sadness around a connection energy with the people or group environment that you're working in, or you don't feel connected in some way, right? I mean, maybe for some of you, you don't feel connected because maybe you don't work from home. I mean, maybe you work from home, but that won't be for everyone. For some of you, you could work side by side with a group of people and you're feeling ignored. You're not wanted. They don't want to talk to you, right? They go out and they socialize and have these events and you're not invited, is what this feels like here. I mean, you want to be included. This is what you want here, right? This is transitional energy. So it comes across as a Virgo who's kind of gotten to the point that the repetitive patterns that you've been doing within a work situation, for example, isn't working. It's time to make some changes. But you might be dealing with people who don't want that balance, who aren't interested in socializing, hanging out after work, or maybe you're just not in alignment with some of the people that you work with, or maybe they're not putting in the work and effort like you do, or it doesn't feel like it's in balance. And you could be dealing with some conflict and drama and gossip and aggression energy, right? It could be a variety of things, but your intuition is leading you to a place that's more calm, more peaceful, right? Where you can work somewhere. Like, I feel like you want to transition into a situation where you want to work somewhere where you are feeling welcomed and you do get along and you can do things of a social nature with these people after work or during lunch or whatever, because again, there's a darkness coming through here where you're not really seeing things clearly, or you don't know what to do next. What's the next direction? But again, transitional, you know what you want. You don't know how you're going to get there or what's going to happen. You don't really know the outcome, right? So what we have coming through here is the near future, which is the Eight of Wands and the Ten of Wands, right? So this is some fast moving energy. It's very, very, very quick. And it comes across as an illumination around a situation that is out of balance. And so the Ten of Wands energy is telling me that there's going to be some swift moving energy with an opportunity to get realigned, to release yourself from this, right? So it's information. It could be someone from HR hiring a bunch of people to take off this weight from you, all these extra projects, or, you know, there could be some sort of situation here where, you know, maybe it is a new work environment and you are getting excited and motivated, and right, there's, you know, maybe some travel involved here for some of you in regards to a new work environment. This is you're suddenly getting launched. This is a launch energy, and it's all these wands are moving in the same direction at the same time. So it comes across as very sudden and unexpected, but it's positive because it's pushing you forward into something that you're wanting, which is this energy here with the Four of Wands. And so I do feel like some of you here, it could be an opportunity perhaps here, especially with these energy that's being illuminated, a new contract, perhaps a new job, where you're able to, you're going to be leaving, but you're going to be leaving behind the Ten of Wands in regards to some of these projects that have a deadline from, you know, months down the road. Well, you can't take them on because you have a new job. So you're going to leave these wands behind for the other people who chose not to put in the work and effort. You know, they're watching you, you know, do some overtime. Meanwhile, they're, you know, at the coffee station drinking coffee, or they're out having a 2-hour lunch break or whatever. You know what I mean? So that's the thing here. The burden that you're carrying is going to be placed on them, and they're not going to realize that. So it's almost as if karma is taking over, Virgo. It feels like it's time for these persons, these people, these co-workers in your life here, team members, whatever you want to call it, to start taking responsibility, because they haven't taken responsibility before and they were choosing not to. They were choosing to take the easy way out. Well, now you have an opportunity here to release yourself from difficult people, the gossip, the drama, hostility, aggression, whatever this is, towards a work situation here that you're in alignment with, and it's healthy. It feels very, very healthy. And when you drop this project, these projects, the workload that you're doing, you're dropping it onto them. So unknowingly, they're pushing you out the door, and in return, they get to take all your work, the work that they didn't want to do. So it feels like justice is going to be served here. Things are going to get realigned. Justice is going to happen. You are going to leave. You're going to find a new job. It's going to get better, right? And I feel like this new place, especially with the Four of Wands, right? It doesn't feel like, if there's an ease of the work that you're doing, it doesn't feel like there's heaviness here. You're welcome. You know, they want you there. It's very friendly in type of environment. Maybe it's a smaller group environment, who knows? It doesn't have to be. But the energy here is the fact that this person is looking towards the past. That's because this person is letting them go and giving it back to the work, to these people that they didn't want to do the work in the first place. So, I mean, at the end of the day here, it feels like the wheel of karma, the wheel of fortune, that it's time, right? It's time for you to move on. It's time for you to release the burden and the heaviness, and you're going to give that to someone else, or to a few other people who didn't want to do that in the first place. And so, justice definitely is coming through, and you're going to be much happier moving on to this new work environment for sure. Okay, so this is what I have for you here, Virgo. I want to thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you found this reading helpful.